when I recently undertook to review this video, Always Make Your Customers Feel Comfortable in Your Presence, I realized that by expanding on what this video already had, I could then personalize a lot of the things that I would do and the way that I would sell. And I believe some of those things that I'll share with you, very few people know. So in the process, I've personally isolated 11 different things that I would do that are different to what other people would do. And as you go through all 11 points, I'm sure that you'll not only pick up ideas that you can use immediately, but you'll end up using processes that'll help you sell more, close more sales, and at the same time, bring in more referrals than what you generally do on most of your calls. So with the amount of information I'm sharing here, I've had to expand this video and provide it to you in two modules, module part A, module part B, and with that, I can then gradually work you through every one of the 11 points without you being confused or pressured. So enjoy what you learn and sell up a storm. Hello, this is Peter Collins with another sales tip for the professional salesperson. In this module, I want to share that professional career salespeople who make it a point to care for their customers will always make them feel comfortable in their presence and valued as individuals. Most salespeople I know subscribe to the fact that they need to care for their clients, and they don't need a Hippocratic oath as does a medical doctor to practice in their profession. They just need to understand that they should never veer away from the highest levels of ethical and honest behavior that they're capable of. But sadly, some that have come into sales may not have conducted themselves in that manner, and fortunately, they move on to other fields of income before they taint the time-honored profession called selling. That's why professional career salespeople who make it a point to care for their customers will always make them feel comfortable in their presence and valued as individuals. They are the same people who understand that after the sale is made, their follow-up is a key factor which gives their clients the peace of mind that they are being looked after because of the investment they have made and the trust that they had shown in the salesperson as an individual. This is one of the many reasons professional salespeople never treat their client relationships with them too casually. Their sales brief is they need to implement a systematic and necessary follow-up regime until the purchase is made, and then apply a post-purchase follow-up routine as an essential part of their ongoing business with that client and all the referrals that that client will recommend. So let me ask you this question. How caring are you as a salesperson? And how diligent are you at looking after your existing clients? When I first created this video, Always Make Your Customers Feel Comfortable in Your Presence, I created a brief where I wanted to create videos which would last for 2 or 3 minutes and have a very distinct message. And I'm sure that this video met that brief and still meets that brief today. However, I now want to take this particular message into my sales training videos. And there I need to have more detail. So As I started to look at what detail should be required, I then realized that most of us take too many things for granted, and because of that, we can tend to overlook things. And rather than overlook things, I've started adding things which I think are more than beneficial to the video the way it's being presented. In fact, I not only want to take you to another level, but I want to show you the things that you need to know to make people feel comfortable around you. And I want you to look at how you carry yourself, how you carry your smile, how you carry your confidence. And in fact, I want you to carry things so professional that you look as though you're carrying an executive briefcase everywhere you go. And whenever you see an executive carry a briefcase, you see the personality, you see the confidence, and you see the leadership in the way things are done. And remember, your personality is everything when it comes to the way that you feel comfortable or make people feel comfortable around you whenever you go on a sales call. So I want to assure you that no matter what type of selling you're in, whether you're in retail selling or wholesale or business to business or direct sales or even corporate sales, what I'm about to share with you with the 11 points is that you'll find them easy to understand, easy to take on board, and easy to share with other people. And by doing that, I'm sure it'll improve the way you sell at every possible scenario. Now, the first point is confidence is a must. And the reason why I say that, because if you feel confident, you'll end up looking confident. And the minute you look confident, you start to project confidence. And as you project confidence, you draw people into you and you make them feel at ease. And in fact, while you're making them feel at ease, it'll help others feel calmer and also more confident. And there's an old phrase that I just remembered as I was saying this. You see, if you feel calm and you feel confident, the world will become your oyster. And that is a real truism we all should take hold of. Now, the second point is open body language. Now, what do you mean by open body language? Well, that's simple. It's an open stance. It's a welcoming stance. Alternately, closed body language repels people. It moves people away from you. So use open body language because it'll make other people feel good in your presence. And as you use the open body language, you'll draw more people to you because you can enhance that even with good eye contact. You can turn your body directly to the prospect, not side on, not any other way except open. And your prospect will feel more at ease once you do that. And you know the most important thing? Open body language will make you and your prospect immediately sense the difference. And once that happens, you now have an ideal position from which to make your presentation. Now, the third point is you need to pay attention to your face. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, when your face is lit up and inviting, people will feel far more comfortable in your presence, and they'll also be much more approachable. The smile is also the clearest invitation you can give to anybody to warm to you. And once they warm to you, they'll listen to what you have to say, because a smile always invites interaction, and that's why they'll listen to what you have to say. Now, the fourth point is something that every salesperson needs to take hold of, because you need to avoid showing distraction. That's right, avoid showing distraction. Things like looking at the phone continually or your watch. On the other hand, if you're fiddling with any presentation or with paper or with your pen, that generally shows that you're nervous. And another thing is, If you're hurrying up your presentation, most people will see that as you looking or being anxious. You don't need any of those distractions to work against you. But the most important thing you can do at this stage is what Earl Nightingale, the famous American motivator, said, and said often. You should make every person feel like they're the most important person on this earth. And as far as I'm concerned, make every person that you go and see as a prospect or that comes to you as a prospect feel like the most important person on this earth. Now, the fifth point is also another point that every salesperson should take on board, because far too many people in sales can be fast talkers for all the wrong reasons. We get excited, and when we get excited, we talk a little bit faster. But I now want to bring up some red flags that the prospect will see when you talk too fast, or you move too quickly, or move unexpectedly, or you give instructions as to how to do things, and then they don't quite understand what you've said, and they get confused. Well, just remember one thing. Every red flag that comes up is a thing that can overwhelm the prospect. So you need to be aware of this. You need to watch your prospect, see the pace that they're moving at, and then mirror the way that they're moving. Because once you can get on their side, you know you can control the pace. And that's important because a salesperson should always be in charge. Now, I want you to remember one thing. There's an old saying that says, steady as she goes. And that is extremely applicable to what I've just shared with you. Steady as she goes.